TSMC has exploded higher plus 6.94% to $462.12, a historic single-session move that demands your attention. In this video we break down what is driving this and what it means. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is Friday, June 19th, and this is your complete global market briefing. It is a split session across global markets. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices stabilize after release of US-Iran deal text, barons. Let us start with a quick look at how the major global markets are positioned today. Starting with the major global indices. S&P 500 is up plus 1.08%, trading at $7,500.58. Equity markets are responding to reports that are stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. NASDAQ 100 climbed plus 2.48% to $30,406. Equity markets are responding to reports that are stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Dow Jones is little changed, hovering near $51,565. Investor sentiment is being shaped by our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. DAX is trading higher by plus 0.65%, at $25,096. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices stabilize after release of US-Iran deal text, barons. FTSE 100 is little changed, hovering near $10,391. Equity markets are responding to reports that are stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Now let us turn to some of the biggest names in global equities. TSMC made a dramatic move today, surged plus 6.94% to $462.12. AI chip demand has created a demand floor that insulates TSMC from the consumer electronics cycle. High-NA EUV ramp at N2 and beyond represents a technology advantage no competitor can replicate for years. Watch the next earnings call for any commentary on 2026 capacity allocation. Infosys made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 6.50% to 1,054.20 Indian rupees. The Cobalt AI deal pipeline is growing, but revenue conversion takes 6 to 12 months. Near-term earnings momentum depends on existing account mining. Watch for any guidance revision commentary ahead of the quarterly earnings. The whisper is that the management has become more conservative than warranted. BHP made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 5.60% to $61.40. Copper exposure is the long-term investment thesis. BHP's copper assets will benefit from the structural deficit expected this decade as the energy transition drives demand. Iron ore price and China steel output remain the dominant near-term earnings variables. Northrop Grumman plunged minus 5.21% to $521.50 in a significant session. The B-21 Raider production ramp is the centerpiece, a multi-decade revenue stream with limited competition. Space and missile defense segment growth reflects the elevated threat environment. Any program update would be market-moving. Now let us dig into the macro picture driving these moves. On the geopolitical front, traders are reacting to news that oil prices stabilize after release of US-Iran deal text, barons. This is adding a risk premium across energy markets and supporting safe haven demand. The key macro overlay remains monetary policy. Equity markets are responding to reports that are stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Any surprise in the rate path could trigger outsized moves. On the data front, investor sentiment is being shaped by our stock market today. S&P 500 jumps 1.1%, NASDAQ soars 1.5% as Wall Street shrugs off Fed jitters, NDTV profit. Turning to commodities. Brent crude slipped to $79.48 per barrel, down 0.46% on the session. The move follows reports that the new Gulf energy order implications of the UAE's OPEC exit Egypt oil and gas. WTI crude dipped to $75.78 per barrel, down 1.07% on the session. The move follows reports that the new Gulf energy order implications of the UAE's OPEC exit Egypt oil and gas. Natural gas dipped to $3.21, down 0.84% on the session. Traders are reacting to news that oil prices stabilize after release of US-Iran deal text, barons. Gold dipped to $4,181.50 per troy ounce, down 1.01% on the session. The gold move is partly driven by gold fails the safe haven test again, Fisher Investments. Let us give you our near-term view on TSMC. With momentum this strong, traders will be watching the $489.85 level closely. A clean break there would confirm the uptrend and could bring in additional momentum buyers. Risk management remains critical, always size positions according to your own risk tolerance. In the currency markets, Euro to US dollar is at 1.15, losing 0.38% on the day. Pound sterling to US dollar is at 1.32, losing 0.49% on the day. US dollar to Japanese yen is at 161.27, gaining 0.41% on the day. Currency markets are reacting to 90% silver half dollars, the 1964 secret most people miss. Most people don't realize that half dollars minted before 1965 contain 90% silver. At Money Metals, we sort thousands of Walking Liberty, Franklin, and Kennedy half dollars every year. If you're stacky, LinkedIn. Let us close with the key events and catalysts on our radar. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. Independent market coverage, no subscription fees, no paywalls. If this analysis saved you time and helped you think more clearly about the market, please like the video. It costs you nothing and it directly funds more content like this. Subscribe for daily coverage across indices, stocks, commodities, forex, and crypto. Tell us in the comments, what are you watching most closely right now? Thanks for watching MTRS_Market Pulse. Nothing here constitutes financial advice. Please conduct your own due diligence. Good luck in the markets, and we will see you in the next video. That is your full global market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily updates.